welcome to this exciting behind-the-scenes video. It's JC, and I'm taking you on a tour of I don't know. I just thought let's go for a wander. Let's zoom out a bit. I'm awfully big on the camera. That's as fast as it zooms out. Now I'm blue. Deborah died. Deborah died. Deborah died. Rippy pepperonis, I guess. So yeah, welcome, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing now. I just filmed my lines in Ham 3. This isn't going on the end credits because, why would it? We've I think Vivian did that. It's usually me. I'm not usually wandering around like this. Are you dizzy yet? 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 I am. Ooh, I am actually. Yeah, so I just thought I'd take you for a wander. I just thought I'd take you for a bit of a bath. How are you doing? Like, personally, on a personal level, how are you doing? Me? I'm fine. I'm doing. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have gone down the stairs after spinning around. That was an experience. Yeah, you know what? Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. We're not doing Monty Python songs. I'm not the best singer. I am going to sing for you at some point. Let's go out here for a bit. Look at that. We're in the statutory. Gosh, the white balance doesn't auto-adjust. If you calibrate it in with the lights on, then you've made an error of judgment, let's say. So yeah, basically, what is this a video on its own? Maybe. We're going to call this Ham... the white balance is adjusted. Lovely. We're going to call this one Ham 3.5. The JC saga. So we're going on an adventure. Let's just make up our own adventure. Do you remember that time that Malevolent Triplet sneaked into Stuart's house? This is great. The white balance has fixed itself now. Let's put this suitcase away in the pretense of going on an adventure. Let's go on a journey to the attic. That's where Stuart Stewartson lives. We'll see if he's about. He probably isn't, because there's a different attic. Right, can I actually get this ladder unfolded with one hand? This is the downside to taking you with me. But I just thought we're friends now. We've made a personal connection, I feel, through that small little video that I did. Do you remember that one video I did? It was called... which of the sirloin chewies was I in? I was in one of them, wasn't I? Sirloin chewies, remember those? They were... videos. I'm trying to keep my legs out of frame because I've been very lazy this morning. I've got my dress on, but I've just got my pyjama bottoms on underneath, so it's not really. I guess it's a look, but is it a serve? No, see, that's the real question. So here we are. We're in Stuart's house. He's tidied it a bit since the last time we were here. It's marginally, slightly, a little bit. Let's see what we can find in Stuart Stewartson's abode. Let's just go turn the camera around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, if there was a little jump in the video there, that's because the card filled up. I hadn't emptied out all the footage from like 45 minutes of Vivian and Bernard from Ham 3. We're just going to stick this suitcase in here. So yeah, here's the interesting thing. We've got a floor of sorts here now. This used to be just boards, like beams you had to hop across, hopscotch Gangnam style. I don't see Stuart though, which is concerning. Also, this is where Santa lives. It's not just the attic, it's the Arctic as well. And not a lot of people know that it's the same place. If you have an attic, then you also have an Arctic. That's where iDuke was that time, I don't remember that. Here's a suitcase. Maybe it's a stute case. Maybe it's an astute case. Maybe not. There's a Zimmer frame. And there's a teeny tiny little door. Look, where does the little door go? It actually doesn't go anywhere. It's just there. So here's the backstory behind the door. This is a tragic story, actually. Let me just find somewhere where I'm not going to hit my head on beams, and I'll tell you this tragic tale of the tiny door. This is a very upsetting story. So, this is a true story, but we're still in character. So back when I was a very young JC, My mother, peculiar groin wagon, bought for me, second-hand, but bought for me a Wendy house. So those like little miniature houses, like dolls. I never had a doll's house, but I always really liked doll's houses, like the furniture and putting things in. It was just nice. And then, yeah, so she bought me this Wendy house. It was second-hand, but it was all the bits were there. It was a really substantial. You know these little plastic houses that kids have now. This was like a tiny shed with a door. We saw the door a minute ago, a proper little wooden door. It had 4 walls, sort of square. It didn't have any windows, but it had a tiled roof. It was quite nice. It was just a cute little thing. And the boat was contracted in and to build the Wendy house, and just didn't. It just sat at the bottom of our garden. In fact, actually, I can probably show you what's left of it now. Out the window. Let's have a little look. Little looky-loo, if you're feeling like a looky-loo. Okay, so just... Where is it? There, see that pile with the grey sheet on top? So that's now about half of a Wendy house. Because, yeah, it just sat there in the garden. It never got built. It just sort of rotted away at the bottom of the garden for, well, I don't know, for how long would it... I'd have been like... We moved here when I was 4. It was I'd probably have been like 5, 6, 7. So over 20 years anyway, just sat at the bottom of the garden. We had the patio put in recently, and I've been clearing... I don't know, why am I doing this in character? This would have... No, this is me, JC Groin Wagon. This isn't a story about Deborah. And yeah, then I found I was clearing it out. I was like, well, this pile of wood, it is just a pile of rotting wood. But I was like, oh, let's break this up and chuck this out and not have so much rubbish in the garden. And I was fine until I got to the tiny door. And my goodness, before that, it was a pile of wood. And when I saw the door, I could imagine the little house, and it broke me. It really did. I was so upset about this. I would have loved that. I would have loved that so much. This tiny little house I could have played in. It would have been my own little house. I could have just... I'm genuinely, if I'm watering up a bit thinking about this, it is so upsetting. Just this, I should have had this, and the boat just never blooming bothered. It just left it in the guy. It was there, never got to play with. Actually, similarly, this is part of a climbing frame that was also bought for me and never assembled. I'd have enjoyed that a lot as well. But the Wendy house, it would have been so... I mean, it was rotten and it's fallen to bits. It's a pile. It would have been really nice. I've kept the door because the door is really cute. So that's the story of the door in the attic. I've put it into Stuart's house because I'm too sad to have it in my own house. And that's the story. It's got really real, didn't it? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed me on this. I wasn't sure where we were going with this, but now we've told the story. It was my Wendy house, JC Groin Wagon. That's my name. It wasn't Deborah's Wendy house. Maybe she had something very similar happen to her. I don't know. I'm not her mother. At least I hope I'm not. Evil twin!